Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Mashak wa Malak Yahushai. That is to say Yahweh, being named the Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahushai, being named his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is Brother Kasadi from W5 Jersey, Philly. And, through the spirit, I want to touch on, I know a lot of our brothers and sisters, we don't come from wealth, so to speak. We don't come from wealth in a society for over 400 plus years of us being afflicted, us being in slavery, both chattel slavery, meaning the physical chains, as well as mental slavery, and being conditioned and being at the bottom through our disobedience and not serving the Most High God. With that being said, whatever estate we're in, whatever lot the Most High has given us, we gotta be content with it, right? We gotta love it, right? We gotta be able to trust in the Most High and be comfortable in the so-called skin that the Lord has given us. You understand? So if the Most High has allowed you to be able to, I know some brothers that they're a little bit better off. All praise to the Most High, right? Those brothers shouldn't look to hope to get way more abundance in his life, nor should the brother or sister who is living in a hood in a slum somewhere. It is what it is. The Most High is putting us in these different roles, in these different lots, so that we can look towards him. Not to want to go get it on our own, go get to the bag, like Jake like to say. We need to make sure that we're, in these last days, being content in whatever the Most High has given us. There's those that don't have nothing at all, zero. And you may feel like you have nothing, but literally there's people that have nothing, not a cent to their name. They're out there on the side, having to eat the scraps and do what they got to do to make it to survive. So we got to look at our brother and our sister, and we got to remember that the Most High can always bring us low, and that whatever we're in, we got to be content with it. This the book. Actually, I'm gonna kick this over with the book of Philippians, right? This the book of Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 10, right? It says, "But I rejoice in the Lord greatly that now at the last your care of me have flourished again, wherein ye were also careful, but ye lacked opportunity. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned, and whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content." So Paul, he was going through a lot, man. Paul could have asked the church. He could have, Paul had spoke. I forget exactly where it's at, but if he wanted to, he could have, demanded certain things of the church for the ability that the Most High has given him, the apostleship, being anointed to go and teach the word, and being called to go preach. And he could have asked and requested certain things, but he didn't do that. That's why he said what? It says, "Not that I speak in respect of want," meaning not that I'm speaking in a something, needing, want meaning need. Not that he's speaking in a outlook of needing things, but it's like it says, "For I have learned, and whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content." So wherever Paul was at, whether he had, he was a so-called Roman. So when he had it, he had it. But guess what? When he didn't have it, he understood that whatever the Most High has given him, whether he had a little or whether he had nothing, the Most High still commands us to be content. Reading on verse 12, it says, "I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound." So the Most High wants us to know both how to be brought low. And that's why, like I mentioned, we're dealing with what we're dealing with. A lot of us, we don't come from the suburbs, right? A lot of us don't come from wealth. A lot of us don't come from damn, what the hell is it called? Most of us is coming from the lower class to even middle class as well, households. A lot of us didn't have both parents in the house. So it's just, our mom trying to get it how she, she could, or even if those that did live with their pops, all praise to the Most High, it was what it was and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we got to understand that there's, the Most High always can bring you low, and he also can bring you back high. And us being low and afflicted right now and enduring this right now, that's, as long as we're trusting the Most High, that's gonna allow us to have those riches. That's gonna allow us to have that wealth. That's gonna allow us to be at a better place in the kingdom of heaven, Most High willing, right? The kingdom of heaven is promised to those that are poor, right? That's what the gospel is about. This is the book of Luke. I'm gonna get this real quick. This is St. Luke chapter 4 and verse 17. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah, and when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, the Spirit of Yahweh is upon me, because he had anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. Right? So the gospel is preached to the poor. The gospel wasn't preached to the man that had everything. You may be like, I don't know how I'm going to pay this rent. Hey, there's been times where literally, countless times where I'm like, damn, I don't know how this is going to, work out. Maybe different things happen financially, and things happen. You might lose a job, you might get in a car accident, you got to pay the damn car, whatever it might be. You might have different things that go on, but at the end of the day, you just got to trust in the Most High, because the Lord is looking for you, or looking out for you. As long as you're keeping your trust in the Most High, and the Most High has never, there's no one, and I don't have my pocket for me right now, but there's, in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, in the 10th verse, no one has trusted in the Most High and was confounded. That has not happened. I haven't read that in the book of Psalm. I haven't read that in the book of Proverbs. I didn't see Daniel get confounded when he was cast into the lion's den. I did not see the 3 holy children get jammed up when he was cast into fire. The Most High has always dealt with those that put their trust in the Most High. But if you start to depart from the Most High and you start to look somewhere else, okay, now that's where you're going to get jammed up at. Right? That's what's going to happen. And that's written. So again, it says, he had anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. Right? This gospel, and the gospel is what? Good news. Who needs that good news? The poor. If you was rich in this earth, you wouldn't need that good news. And there's a plethora of different ways to make money in America. We understand that. In these different, countries and so on and so forth. There's different ways to do such. But we're not supposed to be worrying about that too much. You got to go ahead and make sure you can take care of what you got to take care of. And the Lord open up different opportunities and different doors for you. That's cool. All praise to the Most High. But at the end of the day, we need to be making sure we gain these spiritual riches more than these carnal riches. And we can fall victim to it. I'm a man. I'm still in this flesh. I'm not above that ever happening to me. Looking at the riches of this earth and not the riches of the Most High. You got to check yourself though. And that's really the point of this. I'm making this video to call you brothers and sisters who are in this state, who are not being content, and you need to go ahead and turn back to the Most High and check yourself. Examine yourself. When you're feeling low, you at the bottom, so on and so forth, cool. All praise to the Most High. Continue to trust in the Lord. He got something else open for you. Right? You may have to deal with it into the end. It is what it is. Right, let's read on. It says, he had sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives. And who's the captives? Those that's working 60-hour work weeks. You might have to work a 60-hour work week. That's overtime. Then you working the extra damn hours somewhere else at a job, getting paid under the table. Because you gotta provide. It is what it is. You might have to do that. But the Lord said he's coming to deliver those that's in captivity, those that's captive, those that's in another word, to be captive is enslaved, in debt, right? A lot of us are in debt. We owe Sally Mae, whatever that damn I think it's Sally Mae. The student loans is what I'm alluding to. A lot of us have some student loans. A lot of us got some credit card debt, got some damn unpaid bills. Hey, the Lord gonna come and redeem you from all of that. That's what the Most High is coming to do. He's coming to redeem you from all of that. As America and its economy is crashing and it's imploding right before your eyes, and guess what? The Lord is coming to deliver you from all of that. There's no deliverance for America. There's no peace, said the Most High, unto the wicked. That's Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22. There's no peace for the wicked. But guess what? If you trust in the Lord, that's peace for you. Right? Continuing on. It says to preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised. Now, who's bruised? Us. We're bruised on our back might be bruised from work. Our damn ankles might be hurting and sore. You might have different ailments, and that's on a physical level. On a spiritual level, we can be bruised by these demons. We can be held in captivity in the mind to these spirits. These demons are binding us up. You're supposed to bind them up. Demon, you're supposed to say, hey, get the hell off me. Them demons hopping on you, hey, get off me. Don't you call on Yahweh Shem Yashai, you throwing up the prayers, and you stand in the spirit. That's what should be happening. But a lot of times these demons, they hop on you like the men in the book of Acts, the 19th chapter, ripping off your clothes and you running out naked, and naked being in sin. So look, we supposed to bind up these spirits, but these spirits been binding us up. Hey, guess what? The Lord is coming to set at liberty those that are bruised, those that's been bound by these plethora of spirits, as long as these men are still calling on the Most High and still putting their trust and confidence in the Most High and not in man. It says, verse 19, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. And what is that talking about? The Lord has a set appointed time to redeem all the children of Israel. There's a set appointed time to bring you out of your troubles. The Most High is not an unjust God. He's going to send his son, Yahweh, to redeem you and deliver you from the things you're going through, man. From the woes and the troubles. From the tribulation. That's written. But we got to keep our faith in the Lord. Right? I'm going to come back to Philippians. Let me get another precept real quick. Because Paul spoke about this often to the church of Corinth. Paul wasn't some man that had a lot of money. Paul was a tent maker. He didn't have it. He wasn't afar off anymore. This the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 1. We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also that ye receive not the grace of Yahweh in vain. And the Most High has given us grace. He didn't say, look, go out and be a damn billionaire. If it was billionaires, how would you really need deliverance? You will want to keep that money that you have. You will want to continue to go, enjoy the riches that you have. But the Lord looking for those that don't have riches here so they can get the riches in the kingdom of heaven. Those that's foregoing the ways of this world because it's nothing for us. Yahweh Shai had nothing. And Lord willing, I'm going to get that verse. He had nothing. Yahweh Shai didn't come from a bunch of money somewhere. And his parents was getting it. No, that's not how it works. And that's why you see all these people that's in the world, for the most part, they're getting these riches and doing some type of evil to get it. Selling out. Selling out doesn't mean you signing your name in blood to the spiritual demon Satan. Nah, you sell out every single time you forgo the Most High. And you put pride in the way and you go kill your brother, or you go hate your brother, or you promote your damn body and you damn taking pictures of your body on OnlyFans. Those are different ways to sell out. And it happens every day. So continuing on. It says, for he said, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. To succor something meaning help, deliver, comfort. The Lord said what? In a time, Slakia, in a day of salvation have I succored thee. So the Lord, he has days where he'll deliver you. He'll bring you up from what you're dealing with. Okay, you struggling with your rent? Okay, I've been seeing you throwing them prayers up, seeing you staying in the spirit, you're not turning to Satan. All right, cool. Here you go. Now you check your bank account, you got random money in there. You don't know where it came from. You look to your left, you look to your right, and you throw a prayer to Yahweh Shem Yashai. Right? You want to make sure somebody didn't play a trick on you. Right? But it was the Most High. He gave you that money so you can go do what you got to do. There was literally a time where I went in my mailbox and we had the letter from the damn leasing office for a bill for rent. And it literally, instead of the amount it was supposed to be, it had a negative sign next to it, meaning we didn't owe them. But instead, our bill was paid for that month, and it was credited to our account. So hey, immediately we knew who it was. I didn't have to go down to the leasing office and ask who paid my bill. I didn't have to call up my bank and say, who the hell hopped into my account and paid the bill. I knew who it was. I knew it was the Most High. We was trusting in the Lord. We stayed content where we was at, and we didn't fold, me and my rib, and we did what we had to do, and we prayed to the Most High, and the Lord took care of us. Right? So continuing on. It says, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. Right? So the Most High, he has, again, he has everything weighed in the balance. That's the book of 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. Everything is weighed in the balance. The Lord's going to take care of you. I'm going to jump to verse 4. But in all things, approving ourselves as the ministers of Yahweh in much patience. So us being servants for the Most High God, we got to have patience. To be patient means you're not moved. You're not worried. You don't get anxious. If you have an anxiety spirit, you got to check it. That's a demon. Get rid of that anxiety in these last days. Pray to the Most High through his son Yahushua that you can remove this spirit of damn anxiety. And you in tight situations, you get uncomfortable. The Lord got you. If he didn't have you, then why are you in this truth? Why are you here? Who do you serve? We're not serving the Most High because we have it all. We serve the Most High, and whether we have it or we don't have it, we still trust the Most High is going to help us. The Most High is going to deliver us. He's the Most High. He's God. There's no other God. There's only one God, and his name is Yahweh. And there's only one Savior, and his name is Yahushua. And that's it. So continuing on. It says, but in all things, approving ourselves as the ministers of Yahweh in much patience, in afflictions, in necessities, in distresses, in stripes, in imprisonments, in tumults, in labors, in watchings, in fastings, by pureness, by knowledge, by long suffering, by kindness, by the Holy Spirit, by love unfeigned, by the word of truth, by the power of Yahweh, by the armor of righteousness, on the right hand and on the left, by honor and dishonor, by evil report and good report, as deceivers and yet true, as unknown and yet well known, as dying and behold we live, as chastened and not killed, as sorrowful yet always rejoicing, as poor yet making many rich, as having nothing and yet possessing all things. So the Lord, through all those different things that was listed, he's always there for you. Whether you feel like you have nothing, hey, guess what? You got a lot. If you trusting in the Lord, right? When you feel like you have a lot and you have nothing, because you're supposed to forgo all of that and trust in the Most High. So back to Philippians. Let's go back to it. Philippians chapter 4. Salakia. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 12. I know both how to be abased and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed, both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Hamashiach which strengtheneth me. Notwithstanding, ye have well done that ye did communicate with my affliction. So the Lord has instructed us both how to be full and to be hungry. So you gotta be situational, and you gotta be willing to adapt. You gotta know how to adapt. You gotta know how to move in this thing. You may have days where you got food. You may have days where you have no food. In those days where you have food, you gotta be as if you had no food. In those days you have food, you gotta be as if you, or it's like in the days you don't have food, you gotta be as if you did. Meaning what? And you gotta be content in whatever you're dealing with. Whatever the Lord put on your plate, both physically or spiritually, you gotta deal with it. This is not my words, it's the words of the Most High. I'm just reading and giving a sense. And that's it, through the Holy Spirit. That's it. Now, you can either take it or do what you need with it. But the Lord has said, these are the servants that's going to serve me. They must be content. This is what it is. Right? Can't be like, Paul just said that. No, the Lord said that. And the Lord used Paul to say it. This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 6. Right? 1 Timothy 6 and 6. And I know growing up, we didn't have it. We didn't have it. I know everyone comes from a different background. Some people live in St. Louis. Some people live in Baltimore, live in Detroit. We live in some of the worst places all throughout the earth. Right? But nevertheless, we got to continue to trust in the Most High. Right? This is 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 6. And it's going to come a time where you're going to have, look, if you're not trusting in the Lord right now, in Jacob's trouble, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, we're not going to be out there in Jacob's trouble, just out there, just whatever we want. No, it may be times where you may go a day or two without food. It may be times where the Lord might reveal, hey, this is an area over here, go over there real quick, through the Spirit. Not somebody saying, oh, Yahweh Shai is over there. I'm not speaking on that. But I'm saying the Most High might have it where there's some food over there. All right? And you just the Most High might have it where, hey, the Most High protects you and make sure you're eating in a famine that's going on. And you had to sell out to get it. Right? The Lord took care of Daniel, I believe, and used I believe it was Daniel, and used the prophet Habakkuk and pulled him by his hairs and brought him over to Daniel to feed Daniel while he's in the lion's den. So continuing on. This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6 and verse 6. But godliness, right, serving the Most High in spirit and in truth, but godliness with contentment is great gain. That's how you get gain in this earth. You got to trust in the Most High. Believe in the Lord, call on the Lord, and be content. And that's the great gain, the Lord said. Verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Damn. So the Lord said, look, if you worry about chasing that bag, that's many, look, they fall into, and the Lord said, I'm going to read it again. Let's read that again. Verse 9. It says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. That's what happens to those that are rich. You have a greater chance of falling into evil. I mean, think about Drake. All the money he has, all the millions, whatever the case may be, he's an Israelite, yet he proclaimed himself to be Jewish because he's joined that religion. Now, I mean, he's in great evil. We seen when he throwing up the six, talking about he's from the six, talking about he the sixth God, all that manner of evil. Let's think about Kyrie. Kyrie, he has riches. He comes, he drops a little link saying that we're the Hebrews, dropped the Hebrews to Negroes video, and what happened? They shut him down, and they said, look, if you want to continue to play basketball and get these millions and these riches, then don't talk about that no more. And in fact, we need you to apologize. And they gave him it was like a 6 point, what the hell was it? They said 6 point something he had to do. And it was 6 different things he had to do before he can come back to the league. And guess what? He did them. He's a rich man. It's easier to fall into temptation when you're a rich man and you have riches because you're going to care more about the things of this earth. But those that don't have nothing, those that never came from nothing, it's going to be 10 times easier to serve the Most High because they didn't have nothing. I mean, what is there left in this earth for you? What is there left in this earth for us? Name one thing. If depending on when I drop this video, Lord willing, it is the same day. Most High willing goes up the same day. Hey, by that time, you never know. Because I know June 1st, they're saying, and Most High willing, I'm going to make the video on this, unless a brother beats me to it through the spirit. But June 1st, supposedly, the U.S. dollar is going to default. The U.S. debt is going to default, and all the loans and all the debt that's owed, hey, America going to have to declare bankruptcy. Damn bankruptcy. I mean, who's going to bail out America? It's over with. They may try to switch to another currency. I'm hearing reports of. It don't matter what it is. We know the U.S. dollar is over with. And we've been seeing it coming, but we know, okay, in just a few days, America has to make that decision on what they're going to do. Are they going to print out some more money like they've been doing? Or is it just over with? But at the end of the day, all of those that's chasing this bag and looking for this earth, that's over with. That's done. There ain't nothing here. The Lord said money answers all things, but we know also the love of money. Let's go to that real quick. This the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So we got to flee from that. The Lord said, for the love of money is the root of all evil. It can get you to break the Sabbath. It can get you to lust after. You might have to lust after woman. You know, might have to do different things to get to that bag. There's damn sugar women out here, sugar mamas. There's sugar daddies. People doing lewd acts to get to the money. It's evil. Women selling their body, men selling their body. That was going on in the time of the Church of Corinth. People was, I mean, that's ain't nothing new under the sun. So guess what? Let's continue on. It says, but thou, O man of God, flee from these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. So that's what we got to do in these last days. That's the price of being content. Not putting these things above the Most High. Putting this world and this money and the things thereof above the Most High. Be cool with being poor. It is what it is. You might not be able to eat out every night. You might be able to eat out just once a month. But at least you know, you got a roof over your head. You got food. You can do what you got to do. Got clothes on your back. Your car still starts up every now and then. All praise to the Most High. It is what it is. You able to go to, you might have a job. It all praises. We're not out here to be doctors and lawyers and be on Wall Street. That's over with. That was in the past. That was the old man. The old man probably wanted to be on Wall Street. Right? But that's over with. That's done. We want the kingdom. We want the crown. And if you want the crown, this is the work you got to put in to get it. You got to be content. That is fundamental. Maybe it wasn't spelled out for you, but this is a fundamental thing. You being in this truth, you cannot be chasing after this world. Because this world, it's a classic. Let me get this real quick. Right? This is the book of James. It's like it. This is the book of James, real quick. Chapter 4 and verse 4. Right? James chapter 4, verse 4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with Yahweh? And you could be an adulterer by fornicating with this earth. On a spiritual level, you getting down. You made the things, the money, everything that's in this earth, you're putting it over the Most High. Now you committed spiritual adultery. Spiritual fornication. You're idolizing something else. You're putting things over the Most High. That's off. It says, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. And you don't want to fall victim of being an enemy of God. What do you think God is going to do to his enemies? The Lord said in Deuteronomy 7 and 10, one of the classic precepts, that he's going to repay those that hate him to their face. Specifically. So you don't want to be caught in the middle of that. Now back to it. Let's go to Hebrews. Let's go to the book of Hebrews chapter 13. It's like it. These pages be falling out. But that's all right. All praise to the Most High. We're going to be content. We're going to be content. This the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 5. Let your conversation be without covetousness. Right? You can't be talking about, damn, man, he got that, man. I wish I need that. Damn, scratching your neck, rubbing your hands. Damn, I need that. Started looking at him like this. Nah, brother, that's off, brother. That's off. I've heard this one time, this one sister, she had said, damn, this is off. She had pretty much, I mean, she was a married sister as well. She's no longer in the truth, but she had mentioned, she was like, look, you know, I wish I had these sisters' husbands. I'm not gonna say who it was. She said, I wish I had these sisters' husbands, because they know how to treat a woman, or they know how to take care of a woman. I mean, you can't be lusting after another man. You wanting somebody else's husband. That's off. And you're married. How do you think it's gonna make your husband feel? How do you think the Most High looks at that? The Lord said you can't have your conversation with covetousness. This is not to backbite or scoff or anything like that. This is to show you, this is an example of what the Lord said not to do. And like I said, that woman is no longer in the truth. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he had said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. So you don't want to covet and want different things that you don't have. You may not have a big fancy house, a mansion, a backyard, a front yard, a gazebo, a damn jumping jack. Or it's like, I said jumping jack. A damn trampoline, that's what I meant. Might not have a trampoline in your backyard with the pool and you can jump off the damn springboard and hop in the pool. Might not have that. That's okay, brother. That's okay, sister. You'll be all right. You got food, right? You got shelter. You got clothes on your back. And you got love of the Most High. That's all you need. Right, continuing on. It says, so that we may boldly say, Yahweh is my helper. So we got to be content so that we can say, okay, the Most High helped me. When I didn't have it, when I was down in my last, touching my pockets, looking in my bank account, and the bank account looking back at me, hey, I know the Most High helped me. Yahweh helped me. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, he helped me, he delivered me out of all my distresses. Not man, not that damn bank loan, not any of that, whatever else. And the Most High, he helped me. Right? And in times of trouble, in real Jacob's trouble, when the fire really turned up, and guess what? Yahweh helped me before, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to help me again. And that's how that works. Continuing on. And I will not fear what man shall do unto me. So you can't fear what man may think he can do unto you, or is going to try to do to you. Because guess what? Hey, the Most High, he's helped me before. Might have been small to some. And guess what? It meant great to you because the Most High helped you. Yahweh didn't have to help you. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, hey, they doing our own thing. They don't have to help you. They don't need us. The Most High God does not need us. Who are we? We're dust and ashes. We go off every day. The Lord say even the thoughts of foolishness is sin. Lord say even our righteousness is as filthy rags. So it don't matter at the end of the day. We don't matter. But given that we're alive and we're in this truth and we have the knowledge and the Holy Spirit of the Most High, and guess what? We got to serve the Most High and be content with whatever he put on our plate and love it and drink of that cup and deal with it. All right. And again, the Lord does not need us. So let's continue on though. I'm gonna read that again actually. Verse number 6. There's a lot going on out here. So that we may boldly say, Yahweh is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. Let's go to the book of St. Luke. This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 9. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. This is the book of St. Luke, chapter 9, and verse 57. Salakia. And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Yahweh, I will follow, Salakia, Yahweh Bashem Yashai, I will follow thee whatsoever thou goest. First of all, a man came unto Yahweh Shai, said, Lord, look, I'm going to follow you wherever you go. That's we got to be like that. Wherever the Lord is, and we want to be there too. And we got to follow the Lord, and that mean to lose everything and forsake everything. You might have friends, might have family, might have had a job, might have had your woman, might have had some kids. Woman, you might have the husband that was in the world, but he had a lot of money. And guess what? Forget all that. It don't mean nothing. The Lord is our provider. He's going to take care of us. Yahweh Shai is sent to deliver us. That's what his name means. He shall deliver. So what? Let's read on. It says, and it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Yahweh Shai, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest. And Yahweh Shai said unto him, foxes have holes, and the birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man had not where to lay his head. So guess what? Yahweh Shai didn't have it. I said that earlier I would get this verse. The Lord didn't have it. He said, foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man had not where to lay his head. Meaning the Lord was living place to place. He didn't have some lavish house. He wasn't staying at the Temple of Solomon, if you have ears to hear. Nah. Yahweh Shai, he had to get it how it was. And it might have been rough. But guess what? Hey, if the Lord went through it, we can't go through it. If Yahweh Shai had to go through being in poverty, so to speak, coming from Nazareth, coming from Galilee, how much more us? Reading on. It says, and he said unto another, follow me. But he said, Lord, and I'll rest right there. So at the end of the day, you got to understand that the Most High, he puts us through these different trials and tribulations so that we can trust in him and remember, okay, the Most High is going to be the one to deliver me, man. The Most High has brought me this far. In his truth, it doesn't matter what I'm dealing with. The Lord has delivered me out of all those different distresses. Brothers forsaking me, right? Evil woman going back in the world. Different spirits you got to deal with. Financial trouble. Distress. Hatred from your brother. Then whatever, family turn against you, wanting to fight you. Men trying to pull guns on you, wanting to kill you. Whatever it is. Hey, the Most High, he delivered you out of all of that. It was Yahweh Bashem Yashai who always was dealing with you. And that's it. And that's all you got to remember. And that's all it is. So Lord willing, right, just touch someone's spirit, and Most High willing, this help someone through whatever distress they was dealing with. But you got to remember to be content. So with that, I'm going to be the strong shalom. Stay in the spirit, Yasha Allah. Watch for these prophecies. Continue to look at all these different things that's going on the earth. You can follow Watchmen for Israel on the Twitter. Lord willing, will continue to be active on there, or start to be active. Continue to follow us on the different platforms. Enjoy the Pentecost weekend. Most High willing, if you're in the area, you can come out and fellowship with us. Kwame Yasharallah. Shalom.